All right, and we are live. What is going on, everybody? We have today with us. Oh man, I have coined a new term for her. I call her the badass of triple compounding. That's my title for Kiana Danielle. Everybody, she's here. She's in the house, and she will be in Orlando at the Ritz at WebinarCon. Her first time speaking at this event. We are pumped. We're excited. Man, Kiana, I've been watching your success. I feel like for years now, and I remember a key time when I got so excited because I was watching Fox Business, I think, and you pop up on there, and I'm like, my wife was sitting next to me. I'm like, I know this woman, like I've seen her somewhere, and then all of a sudden, I think it was when I saw Invest Diva, I was like, oh my god, I totally know this person. I got super excited. So, you know, you are one of the few marketers, I would say, that has done the big brand. You know, you've done the interviews, you've done the dummies for triple compounding. I saw that picture of you and your daughter seeing the book at the bookstore. How cool is that? But you've built big brands. You've used webinars and challenges. You've coined this entire, you know, kind of methodology to investing that you've been out talking about. So just really excited to see all your success. So first of all, congratulations. It's incredible.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
We're so excited to have you speak and reveal. So if you guys are excited to see Kiana, come on, let me see some yeses and ones and some hit the like, you know, icon, because we gotta trick the algorithms to share
Heart
this video to
emojis.
as many
Heart.
people. Yeah, the heart emojis.
Is that
There we go.
I learned it from my daughter. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. There
Something
you
like
go.
that.
Oh man. So it's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, WebinarCon.com, if you want to pay the full price, which we would be most happy for you to do. It's $5,000 a ticket. Or if you want to get the special price that I hacked into our own CRM and created, and Ron hasn't been able to figure out how to delete yet, then ping me, message me, find me. That's been the challenge. If you want the super special price, you got to find me. How you do that, that's up to you. All right? Or leave a comment and I'll come find you. But make sure you get your ticket to WebinarCon, November 10th to 12th. All right, this is our 6th one. All right, I don't think events can make it to their 6th one unless they're good. And I have never met a single attendee of WebinarCon that didn't leave saying, holy crap, that was amazing. We go into very advanced stuff. We are the only event in the entire world that focuses purely on webinars. And we bring usually 200 to 300 of the top marketers like Kiana in the room. All right. They're not just the speakers. Like, you'll be sitting next to someone who's doing 7, 8, 9 figures in revenue using webinars. And this year, the last day, we're even doing a full-blown webinar workshop led by myself, by Ron, by Jason Fladlian, by Russ Ruffino. That means you get to work with us on your webinar. So it's a whole workshop. So we have amazing networking. We do like speed round, networking round. You get to make deals, break deals. And we also work on your webinar. But the other thing, and I promise I'll get to Kiana, but let me finish my pitch. The other thing I want everybody here to know is one of the things that I have found to be the most unique about WebinarCon is typically when you go to any other event, the key people, right? The Kianas in that room. They do their thing, they speak, and then they slide out the back door, and then they go hide somewhere. Either they hang out with each other, they're in the green room, they go back to their room. We never see that at WebinarCon. It's one of the things I love about this event. Everyone there is of, you know, doing something of importance. They like to hang out. You can approach anybody there, make deals. This is the one event where when you want to approach someone and say, hey, I have an idea I'd like to pitch you, they're there for that. So make sure you get your WebinarCon ticket. Now, Kiana, thank you so much first and foremost for agreeing to take time away from your family, your daughter, your business to come out to Orlando, join us. I guess at the high level, what impact have webinars made in your life and in your business? And maybe at a high level, like, what do you see yourself getting into during your talk at the event?
Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh. First of all, this is so exciting. And boy, have webinars had an impact on my life. Literally, my whole business is a webinar, and I've been running it since 2020. And it's still profitable. So webinars are absolutely not dead. And just to point out, Anik, I don't know if you know, but for my workshops with my diamond clients, I charge $350,000 to build their webinars for them. So You're not charging. You're not charging enough. But I'm curious to see what this deal is. Maybe I'll bring some of my. Anyways, like this is amazing. This is insane, Anik. You're doing an amazing job. And what I'm going to be talking about, I think because I've been hearing so much about webinars are dead and oh, everybody knows the style. And the thing is, yes, it's true. The perfect webinar or the one-to-many, like those styles, people know about it and it still works. You just need to make some tweaks. So recently, I redo our webinar at least once per year, just based off of the feedback that I get from my chat. And it's fully automated, by the way. And this is where literally allowed my business to go from literal zero to multiple $1 million per year and growing and scaling. And it is the only way that I've been able to keep our business alive, even though, like you would say, I'm like a finance guru that people know about. There is a new finance guru on your social media popping out every single day. So competition is absolutely insane, and we're still crushing it with webinars. So I'm super excited to dive into how I've changed my webinar recently, so that is now like, oh, okay, the 3 secrets, what's next? It's gonna come up the pitch. So there are slight things that I have changed, so that the new audiences who are familiar with the format, the original format of webinars, are still getting value, are still excited, and are still joining fully automatically. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. And I mean, there are going to be questions. So I'm happy to kind of mingle and see how we can help other people who are joining you.
That's awesome. I mean, you mentioned before we started this live, you even mentioned challenges and live events, and there's other, there's other types of webinars. I mean,
There are
that
different lengths
you
to
also
it.
deploy.
Absolutely, because like they're like, oh, a lot of people say, oh, a webinar has to be 90 minutes. My webinar is 3 hours. My just normal webinar is 3 hours. And it is not about, oh my gosh, that's too long. Like Titanic is long, right? And people yet watch it. So it is only too long if it sucks. So if you have a good webinar, it doesn't matter how long it is, in my opinion. And so, and yeah, and we do then employ from there our value ladder. I automate our live events, as well, or hybrid and things like that. But there are different kind of funnels that we've been using our webinars, like what sequence, when do people get to the webinar as well? So is it at top of the funnel? Is it after they buy something, then they go to the webinar? So we're testing so many different things, and there's so many cool things that we've been noticing. So I'm happy to talk about those as well.
That's awesome. Well, so I heard on stage once, way back when I was just first getting started, and someone asked this copywriter on stage this question, and it said, how long should a sales letter be? And the answer back from the copywriter was exactly as long as it needs to be. And I, at the time, was like, what a stupid answer. But now that I've been 20 plus years in the marketing industry, I'm like, what a brilliant answer. That's exactly the right answer. And this relays back to webinars. I've heard so many people be like, you got to be at the pitch by 60 minutes. I'm like, I'm still doing intro like 25 minutes in, and no one cares. It's first of all, it's the presenter, right? If you're an engaging presenter and if you have a good audience, good story, you talked about this again before we went live. You said, hey, it's really helpful if you have a brand, right? And if people feel connected to you before they even hop on your webinar. So when I do a warm audience webinar, my audience won't even let me start for the first 30 minutes because they're having fun with me. We're chit-chatting, they're asking me about stuff. But I was once on stage. So this is years later, the tables have turned, and I was once on stage and someone said, hey, I hate these long sales pages. And so in this case, you could translate that to, I hate these long webinars, right? And they're like, they don't really work. I never read a single one. I don't care, blah, blah, blah. And I said, that's great. And I don't remember the exact person's name nor the exact names in this story I'm going to make up. But I looked at the person and I said, do you have any kids? And he said, yeah. He said, I remember this. He said he has 2 girls. I said, great. So let's just call them Julie and Susie for now because I can't remember their names. And they were young. There was like one was 6 and the other one was even younger. I said, great. So imagine you're about to go to bed. All right, you're tired. You've had a long day and you're about to go to sleep and your phone goes ding and there's an email. And the email subject line says, important message about Julie. Please open now. Are you going to open the email? And he said, well, yeah. I said, great. Now you open the email and you click over and it says, this is about Julie's future. It's very important, but I can only keep it up for the next 1 hour. Please read it all the way through. And you click the link and you go to a long letter. But it's about Julie. And it's about what's about to happen to her, something serious that you need to be very in tune to. I said, do you read the whole letter? And he goes, and he looks at me and he smiles and he goes, I know where you're going with this. I said, do you read the letter? And he said, yeah. I said, do you read it word for word? Maybe twice? Do you save it? Do you take pictures of it? And he's like, yeah. I said, the reason you don't want to read a long sales letter or watch a long webinar is because the topic is not important to you. But as soon as that topic is important to you, the length doesn't matter. It's only what is being said in that piece. And I've lived by that creed for my webinars, where I said, if I do a good enough job warming up that audience and getting the right people in the room, the last thing they care about is getting off at 61 minutes. And the ones that do get off at 61 minutes, great. They weren't going to buy anyways. That's not my target demographic or audience. So I wanted to hone in on that part of it. Length doesn't matter, and I'm so glad you said yours are 3 hours. Jason and I did a webinar about a month and a half ago. We were supposed to do a webinar where it was going to be him first and then I go. We went 4+ hours. I didn't even go yet. We had to cancel my part, and I was like, I'll do my part in 3 days. And it killed it, and we kept more than half the audience there almost 5 hours in. So it just doesn't matter. The second thing, Kiana, that you said that I really am excited to hear about on your talk, and I'm on the record saying this again and again when we did, you were in Board of Webinars as well, by the way, and people can go watch that interview. It was amazing. Webinars are not dead, but they've changed, just like everything in the world changes. And if you're still going to try to do them the way they were being taught 5 years ago, you're not going to get great results. But that's not webinars, that's everything. Any type of marketing that was being done 5 years ago, if you try to just emulate it to the T, you'll get less results. But if you just make those tweaks, make some changes to update it to today's consumer and their mind, they're working so well. So I'm so excited to see that that's going to be a part of your talk. You're going to talk about those changes and those little tweaks you've made to make webinars continue to be relevant. And you've evolved upon the systems that we've all learned over the last 10 years and come to that. So awesome. So Kiana, I have a quick random question for you. We reached out to have you speak. You obviously get these invitations all the time. You're busy. You have a daughter. What made you want to come speak at WebinarCon?
I'll tell you the ropes I'm pulling to make this, because this is happening the day after my own event. And then the day after that, I have to fly from there to Mexico to speak at a different event. I'm gonna be hopping. But the reason I really wanted to do this, first of all, because I believe that, Anna, you have built such a loyal following. I don't even know how we got connected, but I just know that you're just very genuine. And you're really there to help. I sometimes just your stuff pop on my Facebook, and you actually say things that, are genuinely helpful. And so you have a personal brand that I trust. So when you were talking about that question that you asked your friend, if somebody sends you an email about your daughter, will you read it? Well, I will only read it if it's from a trusted source, not from a scammer who's trying to bribe me, right? So you have built that. So the reason why I'm excited to come and actually participate in WebinarCon is you, because it's clear that your heart is in the right place. You're doing this because you're on a mission. You're actually here to help people, and it's not one of those millions of events. And it looks like you have an amazing following and audience. So I'm excited to meet them as well. And because I just love webinars, so I'm like, why not talk more about webinars? Because people don't come to me for webinar advice. Typically, I'm the invest diva and triple compounding. And triple compounding, actually, one side of it is about business, but yes, I'm great at investing, but I'm also great at marketing, and nobody really asked me about that. So I'm very excited to come and actually show you the behind the scenes of how our business has been doing.
That's awesome. All right. Well, that's all of Kiana that we're going to let you experience. The rest of it, you got to come to WebinarCon. All right. So make sure you're there. And you just heard she's bouncing in and out. So when you see her, if you want to meet her and talk to her, go grab her. And so WebinarCon.com, or if you want a special price and a VIP entrance into it, don't tell Ron. Come reach out to me, message me. I always try to give people a better deal than Ron because I'm competitive.
Do you have like a
all right? So
I'm about to like share this with all of my audience, and they might just come rush
do it.
And get
all
of
good.
Roots. Yeah.
Anything to beat Ron. I'm good, man. I'll sit there all night and message people back. So, reach out to me though. Seriously, put it on your calendar, guys. By the way, it's at a beautiful Ritz Carlton resort in Orlando. This is going to be our third year now. This is our hotel now. Like all of our events for WebinarCon will be at this place. We love it. It's so relaxing. It's so much fun. We have parties. We have cigar nights and dance nights, and like we hang out. We have a great time. We talk business, and you can trust that everyone in that room, this is not a newbie room. This is a room of doers. So get your ticket, be there, come shake Kiana's hand and meet and learn from her. Kiana, thank you so much. I'll see you soon. It's not that far away, so I'm looking forward to it.
Super exciting.
All right.
See you very soon.
Okay. All right, everybody.